know how to do the wave?
Watch, ready? Oh, bring it back. The tide's coming in.
Bring it back.
Tide's coming in. Tide.
All right. Welcome back to MITA Unshackled, where we highlight some of the leaders of the American cannabis industry. Still here at MJ Unpacked. It's a wonderful day here at MJ Unpacked, and we're pleased to be joined. Oh, my co-hosts again.
I'm Ari Munoz.
And I'm Destinee Blanco.
Demitri Downing. And we are pleased to be joined by a really special guest today, Kim Sanchez Real, the co-founder and CEO of Azuca.
One of the main sponsors today here of MJ Unpacked.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm having a great show.
You want to move the mic up a little closer there?
Yeah, how's that?
There you go.
That's good.
Thank you.
So tell, how long have you been involved in the cannabis industry, Kim?
I've been in the cannabis industry in like 35 dog years, right?
35
So 5 years.
5 years.
35 dog years.
I love that.
Cannabis years, there's something else, right?
Yeah.
The industry's changing at such a high velocity.
Goes so fast.
It's quite crazy. Where are you from?
I am from New Mexico.
New Mexico. Okay, fantastic. I've been involved for like 10 years, so I kind of framework everything. So tell us about what got you started 5 years ago.
So I was introduced to our founder and chef, Ron Silver, who is a New York City-based chef. Quite well known. Co-founder. Yes. And Ron had developed these really interesting formulations for edible, ingestible cannabis with his chef brain on. He had set out to solve the cannabis edibles problem of slow onset, lack of predictability, often very bad taste. And so he had some initial formulations, and he said, hey, I'm looking for a CEO, and would you join me and launch a company? And I said no twice. And just like St. Peter, the third time when he came around and asked, I live in Albuquerque, Ron's in New York City, so our company's actually headquartered and founded in New York City around the chef image and brand. And I was moving my middle child to New York City to start college, and so I just felt like the universe was saying it's time for you to move into the cannabis world. So I'd been looking at different opportunities in the wellness sector, and cannabis was the one that really literally called me, and that was 5 years ago.
And what were you doing before cannabis? Work experience-wise.
Yeah.
Raising a daughter is like enough. But
yeah, well, three kids, I called myself a recovering venture capitalist. I was actually investing in the tech world for many years, and loved startups, but really was tired of working in the Silicon Valley tech ecosystem, and was drawn to doing something in wellness. So that was the intersection of being able to get involved in something in the wellness sector, but that it was a startup, because I love the the chaos of being in a startup. I had no idea. Right, I've done startups for 25 years, but cannabis as a startup is like no other, right? Because it's a startup company in a startup industry, and we're actually in a startup subsegment of the industry in this segment that I call advanced formulations, right? So we do advanced formulations for cannabis manufacturers, for brands. So where that business evolved to, from the initial formulations that Ron, as a chef, had developed, is we now have a business that licenses these advanced formulations to brands. For example, Wana Brands, who you were talking to a few minutes ago, they license our formulations to make their fast-acting gummy line fast-acting. So it's kind of a business-to-business model, a licensing model. So sometimes I describe it as we actually look a little bit more like a biotech company with a licensing business model than a traditional cannabis company, but we are serving cannabis manufacturers and brands all over the country, in Canada, Puerto Rico. We're doing some work in South America now, so we've really kind of taken those initial seeds of creativity and tried to spread them out to make every cannabis ingestible the best it can be.
So this is all under the Azuca umbrella?
Correct.
So, wow, that's pretty cool. But where is it physically based out of?
Most of our operations are in Albuquerque.
Okay.
So we have a THC lab and a development center in Albuquerque. We have a CBD manufacturing facility in Albuquerque. And most of our sales and operations personnel are in Albuquerque. But we have a crew in New York as well. So we've always kind of had a toe in New York and a toe in New Mexico.
Awesome.
And then we have licensed partners all over.
So, trying to simplify it for myself, you basically help brands become better brands.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, so think of it as if you have a brand, if you have a gummy brand or a cookie brand or a beverage brand.
All edibles.
All ingestibles.
Drink
Okay.
infusion, drinks as well.
And you want to do, let's say you want to do a premium line extension for fast acting and enhanced effects, then you would work with us and incorporate our formulations inside or in addition to your traditional brand line.
If my grandma developed an edible line, could you make it better?
Absolutely. In like 3 hours.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
3 hours.
In 3 hours.
That's a bold
Do you
statement,
know
kid.
Yeah.
what makes
That's
it
my
fast
grandma
acting?
you're talking about.
Yeah. What makes it fast?
Yeah, do you know what makes it fast acting?
Well, that would be the secret. She can't
That is
tell
the
you.
secret.
That's like the Willy Wonka thing. Go ahead. Ask again.
Let's see how we ask this. So is it in the composition of the solution and how you make the stuff?
Yes,
Or is it an additive that makes it?
So it is a combination.
question.
It's a combination, and I think one of these little handy dandy visual
Let's see.
aids. Which
Right.
one?
Let's see,
This
put it in
one.
front
This
of
one?
this
Oh,
camera
look
here.
at
This one. You win the prize.
Put it in front of this camera here.
So we have we license our formulations. There, I'll let you do
Hold it.
that.
Destiny, hold it. What are you doing?
So we license our formulations, which is called
Set it
Azuca
up.
Time Infusion. And what we do is we license all of the standard operating procedures and batch calculators. And then we sell, as part of our license agreement, a product called Activator. And that's what you see in that silver bottle there. And that is pre-infused. So that's the magic sauce, right?
Okay.
That bottle has 8 years of intellectual property development in it.
Right.
And so what you do then, your grandma, for her edibles, she takes her active distillate or live resin or whatever her active cannabinoid material is and infuses it with our SOPs and this non-infused ingredient, and that's what makes the cannabinoids fast acting.
Mix
So
them
what-
together?
Yeah, what this does is it takes the oil molecules of the cannabis and encapsulates them in a hydrophilic coating.
Oh.
And what that does is it gives you a very small particle size. It's very easy for your body to absorb. And it's a hydrophilic or water-seeking, water-friendly coating on these little tiny molecules.
So it breaks
And your
down
body's over
easily?
60% water, so your body's like, oh, I'm happy.
Yep.
Like, here's some molecules that are hydrophilic that my body really likes. So the other thing that happens is when you consume edibles that are made with our formulations, you actually absorb the cannabinoids in your soft tissues. So they kick in 5 to 15 minutes. So that gives you fast onset, but it does something else too. Because these cannabinoids have not been broken down by your liver, they're still what's known as delta-9 THC, which is the more euphoric smokers high. Cloud-9. So it's very unusual and unique to get that delta-9 experience in an edible. So our formulations actually let you do that. And we've got some PK data that just is hot off the press on one of these that actually shows the delta-9 THC.
There we go. Got all the good stuff
There you
over here.
go. So this shows both the fast onset, but it actually specifically is a PK study that measured the delta-9 THC in the bloodstream. So we validated this with sensorial reports for many years, but now are adding preclinical studies to the delta-9 absorption in the blood serum.
So one day, people walking in a dispensary will see all these choices, and they'll look and they'll say, okay, that one uses Azuca, so I should probably use that one.
Absolutely. Not one day.
That's what's going. That's already happening.
It's already happening.
Okay. Well, but
It's
people need to know
already
more about
happening.
Azuca.
Yeah. Well, it is the Intel Inside model. So
My grandma
it's-
doesn't use Azuca.
It's a premium. It's a premium ingredient
Yeah.
solution, and we do support our brand partners with a lot of marketing, with PR, bud tender training around why these products are different. Right? They're not just fast acting. They are fast acting and great tasting, but they're also different because your body is absorbing the cannabinoids in a much more efficient manner. So
Right.
you've got a lot of benefits from it. So we do wrap a lot of support around our brand partners for consumer education, marketing, and branding.
Oh, this is great. I didn't know about Azuca, but I feel like this is what made Mr. Slugworth protect the secret recipe from the everlasting gobstopper. Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs
Mr. Krabs.
and Plankton. I think that might be a better analogy with the burger recipe.
Oh, you are
Guys
like
are still
different
over
generation.
my head. Over my head.
Yeah, we're Willy Wonka kids over
Yeah.
here, okay?
Yeah.
Mr.
Hey,
Who?
that Mr. Krabs and Plankton from SpongeBob, the secret recipe.
SpongeBob, yeah. No,
Yeah,
this
that one threw me off there. I was trying to follow along, and I was like,
Yeah, no, Mr. Slugworth was hiding the...
I missed that movie.
Yeah. But who knows why the everlasting gobstopper lasted forever. Maybe had Azuca.
so can you make any of the products like strain specific, or like if it was a sativa, would it be like a fast enhanced sativa effect?
So, yes. So we can actually encapsulate any blend of cannabinoids and terpenes. So it can be strain specific. We actually have a new formulation that we're going to release commercially the end of this year that will be truly strain specific and maintains the cannabinoid and terpene profile all the way from flower form through fast acting edible cannabis.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's beautiful.
You were getting a gong as a support over there.
Yay. I just did a deal. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Have you
No.
hit the gong today?
I have not, but I probably should have.
Right, yeah,
should hit the gong.
That's awesome. So we should probably do like an hour-long special on Azuca at some point. But, how do people get in touch with you and to learn more about the company, the website? You guys have a bunch of YouTube videos out there explaining everything? Because
A little bit of all of that. So our website is azucatime.com, AZUCATIME.com.
she's holding the
And
digital enhancement thing.
thank you.
That's
Just
gonna
like
be a
click your
thing,
face,
yeah.
Yes. So,
So-
we're on LinkedIn, Instagram. LinkedIn's a great way to find me. Kim Sanchez Royale. I'm the only one out there. It's a unique name.
Oh, I love
but
that.
I love
Good
LinkedIn.
for you, girl.
Yeah. Do lots of cannabis chatter on LinkedIn. So find me there. And
Excellent. Well, I mean, anyone who has a brand, anyone who's out there producing an edible, what do you call the class in general, edible? Because it also includes infused drinks aren't
ingestibles.
edibles.
I like the term ingestibles now because
Ingestibles.
it's edibles, beverages, tinctures, anything that you wouldn't inhale, right?
Ingestibles, okay.
Ingestibles, yeah.
Ingestibles.
I like that, ingestibles. So anyone who's producing an ingestible should certainly look at this
Absolutely.
as an option to improve the quality of their product and the quality of the patient consumer experience.
Absolutely.
I think that's absolutely amazing. And I, 10 years in the industry, I apologize. These nuances, I didn't know about you guys, but now I do, and I'm excited. I feel as though my intellectual capacity, my information has grown, which it does always at MJ Impact.
Yes.
And I'm excited to introduce you to some of my friends in Arizona.
Excellent. We're neighbors, and I can pop over to Arizona anytime.
Come out to one of our events.
Yes.
Our
yeah,
next
definitely.
one
Yeah, invite
is
her.
October 26th.
Yeah.
We'll get you a ticket for you and your team.
Sounds
We have
good.
about 500 to 1,000 attendees come out there, so it's
Sweet.
Once a month, the entire Arizona industry.
every single month we do it.
And it's a lovely time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing time. We have VIP suites upstairs and lots of networking going on.
Excellent.
upstairs.
We will be
Encouraging
there.
lots of deal flow.
And Kim, we have a gift for you, a parting gift.
Sweet.
High Point Jewelry is Pam Donner, who's an Arizona OG. Her husband, Glenn Murray, it was his company, and he designed this. It's called the Freedom Dog Tag.
Oh, sweet.
And it's real silver, so don't just go giving it away.
That is lovely.
Awesome.
Well, I appreciate that.
Giving it away. Unless you really love them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
It's a
that.
great gift.
No, it's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love that. That's a very nice gift.
But,
I appreciate it.
10 years in the industry, Glenn and I bonded about our mutual love for the spirit of the cannabis industry. Deep down, the undercurrent of the cannabis industry is about freedom. It's about choice. It's about free will. And that's what that dog tag represents. It's what MITA is all about. And so thank you for doing one of our podcasts, and we will meet again.
It's all about great people, so thank you for having
you.
me.
Great people.
Great to
Thank you
have
so
you.
much.
Thank
I know
you.
this event has a lot to do with you, so thank you for, sponsoring the
Happy to
MJ
be here.
Impact.
MJ Impact. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Another
Thank you.
episode of MITA Unshackled.